What's up, guys? I mean, this really isn't the absolute ideal situation for me to be filming a live session, but it also gives me a chance to show you what I truly go through, guys, in this spiritual journey. Um, my last video I did would have been last week, but I did one on Monday to show you guys where I was at, what I was doing, because at that moment I truly didn't know um, what I was going to be doing or even where I was going to end up. Things were sincerely a hot mess Sunday, Monday. Monday I had one job interview on Monday. The next day I had another job interview, but these were phone conversations. And in between that time um, between then and now, um, I left the hotel room to come to a cheaper place to live. Um, just trying to save money wherever I can and getting more and more positive vibes um, along the way. Signs, lots of synchronicities. But one thing I'm going to let you guys know is that if I just end the live stream quickly, it is because I'm in a hostel. And a hostel is like there could be 8 people. As you can see, I'm in a bunk bed situation, and right now I'm the only one in the room. The guy over there has been gone all day, but if he comes back, I'm just going to end the conversation um, and possibly pick it up later or find a place. But right now, the place that I'm at is downtown Sacramento. So I am in the middle of the city, downtown, in this 1830s house, and it's a hostel. So, um, but things are moving in a positive direction since I last spoke to you guys or live streamed about my situation that I had with the angel a week ago. Um, when he said to get up and move, you need to go now. It ended up pushing me back up to Sacramento, where I didn't want to be in the first place. All the jobs that I had applied to, I had quit applying to, and then all of a sudden I was told to start applying to those jobs. I'm like, why? I thought I was here for a specific teaching job to do this and this. And, the angel said, somebody needs you. You need to move now. And, well, ended up in the Best Western for 4 days. And now I'm here in this hostel. And 2 job interviews went well. One, I am going for now an in-person interview on Monday. They seem very, very interested in. When I spoke to them about interviewing with other people, they kind of pushed it forward. So it seems like this is the place where I am needed. Who? I don't know, but the place, that's where I need to be. So right now I'm living in a hostel. It's cheaper than the Best Western because the Best Western's rates can go up and down, and generally they do like Friday and Saturdays, they go from 77 up to 160. I'm out of money. Um, so this is the place I'm at. So I wanted to keep you guys up to date and show you in real time the shit that I've got to go through for this spiritual awakening, for this ego death, for um no, I haven't watched. Hey, Talc. No, I have not. Um so this is where I'm at right now. And if I end up ending the live stream without justification or cause, it's just because people are going to either start coming into the room and I've got nowhere to go to film this. It's just nowhere to go. So right now I had the opportunity to talk to you guys without anybody around, but I can't go downstairs because there's people downstairs. I can't go outside. It's the city. Just not ideal situations, but it's a lot cheaper. I have a hot shower. I have a little bit of food, so um, it's okay. But I want you guys to understand what this is about. It's just not about a near-death experience. It's about a complete and total rewire of who you are or of who I am and the things that I have to go through. So when that angel said that I am aligned and I need to move now, now this is where I'm at. So from Monday to here, I got here Friday afternoon. Um, it's all right. It's quiet. I really don't leave the room. Like I said, when I walk out, it's the city hall. There's massive um, skyscrapers around. I mean, I am literally in the downtown Sacramento area. I'm not a city person. I be honest with you, I don't want to be here. I can only stay a maximum of 2 weeks. So hopefully when I get this job, money will start coming in and I can possibly move up to that area where it's at. A little north of Sacramento a little bit, but not too far. So basically I'm where I'm at, where I need. I have been getting massively good signs, lots of angel numbers, lots of quadruple sevens, lots of triple nines, triple eights, and triple sevens. Massive alignment to where I need to be. But the whole point of me doing these now is to show you what's happening. Um, so that's where I'm at. I'm at a hostel. I'm downtown Sacramento, and I am moving forward. The job looks like it's going to take place. I'll nail it on Monday morning at 10 o'clock. Um, and then I'll come back here. I'll re-up for another week, even though it's not due until Thursday. And then after that, hopefully paychecks will start rolling in pretty quick. And this is a full-time job, decent benefits, somewhat decent pay, but again, it's in California, a 4% tax. So not only do you get taxed, Medicare, um, what is it? Your insurance, Medicare, state insurance, Fed insurance, and then the state takes out another 4%. So again, I'm going to lose another $50 or so every week out of my paycheck because California takes out a special 4% tax. That's what I think of California. Um, and again, where I need to be is somebody influential at this job is going to see me and then it's going to snowball. So, I mean, I'm truly at the end. I just have to hang on a little bit more. And that's all I want to say, guys. If you guys want to ask me some questions, that's fine. All 7 of you who are here, again, this is timeless, guys. So when you come across it, um, feel free to watch it. If there's a message in there for you, it's for you. If not, thanks for stopping by. I love you. Um, no, I don't know who that is, what video that is. Um, but these are the types of things that I have to go through, guys. Seeing lots and lots of angel numbers. 333 today, 222, 555. I woke up at 3:33 this morning. Um, just major confirmations that I'm where I need to be. Even though I don't want to be here, it's where I'm needed. And I'm in alignment with my higher self and what I came here to do. So everything has fallen into place, and I have been taken care of by channel members. Don't think they're in here today, but I'm completely being taken care of by them, and it's been the hardest thing in the world for me to do. And it's one of the things that got me into alignment, or what I came here as a mission to conquer, and that is to learn how to receive with gratitude. Now, Father would say it's good to give, right? It's good to help people. It's good to pick them up the sidewalk, give them $5, give them a meal. But I would never receive. I would get very angry. I would always say, I'm not your goddamn charity case. I don't need your money. Well, Jason, you need it. I don't need it. Get out. So I would never receive it. That's not good enough. Okay. That's good. He's good. It's good, but you've got to be able to receive just as gracefully, just as gratefully as you would be in giving to somebody. And this has been brutally hard for me to do, to rely on others for my well-being when I've taken care of myself since I was a 6-year-old little boy. It has been a brutal struggle for me to be grateful for being, in my opinion, when I look at myself, even though I'm looking outside as the old Jason, that's not who I am now, but looking at a low life son of a bitch that can't even take care of himself, right? That I'm relying on other people. And then the guilt trip. Well, look, people are just going to look at you as lazy and a handout, and I want this. But um, when you can truly see how beautiful it is to learn how to receive that love from others, and that's basically what it is, guys. It's receiving love from others unconditionally. And when you can see that, that is what made it so much easier for me to be grateful, to be um, taken care of, right? Because it's genuine love. And, when I lay down at night, I get weepy and I'm just like, it is beyond amazing that during this whole journey, that I never thought would happen. I thought this was just going to be a near death experience and I'd be able to tell my story. And it has been progressing, and it's been progressingly since this started on my trip to California. It has been rolling pretty quickly, even though it seems stagnant. Behind the scenes have been rolling, and it's taking place what I'm doing is integrating what I've learned, right? So that part is now being over, especially when I get into work, this job, which is going to be weird to know that when I get up and go to work, I'm going to work a job in California, not Wisconsin, where I've been for 40 years. It's just going to be so weird and bizarre, but somebody there needs me. So when that integration takes place is when the next phase will take over, and that is to become established. And that is when my twin flame will come, because I can feel her disintegration of her life, her marriage, um, and everything that is falling down and crumbling around her. And when the angel said, when I told him, I said, look, this is what's going on. And I know she's coming out here. And I said, so no, I'm not interested in anybody else. And then I said, so yeah. And he goes, yes, you're right. But once you're established. So the integration has taken place. I'm going to get the job on Monday, going to start working, and somebody that I'm going to be working with, somebody that needs me. And I'm sure I'll feel it, that he or she will, might be a spiritual thing or whatever. I'll feel it. And when this starts taking place, that person's going to babble to somebody very influential with a lot of money that is going to know who I am. And that is when my life will take off. When the angel met me in 2023, said, Jason, you're going to be making this amount of money. You're going to be very, you know, on the world stage kind of thing. And that's when this is going to take place. But sometimes you got to step down the ladder a little bit, or like I say, pull the bow back, which means you're going to step a little bit into your old life before you're launched, forward into your new life. So that's basically where I'm at. The bow's being drawn back. I get that job, and then, you know, day-to-day work interactions, you um it's going to take place. So I just have to keep pushing on, keep trudging on. Do you think that Jesus is an ancestor of Mother Teresa? I'm sure his um I'm sure his bloodline is walking this earth now, but an ancestor of Mother Teresa, probably not, because Jesus was a highly advanced being. And when God called upon him, not only was he in another dimension, or like we all come from another dimension, but he came from a highly advanced society, a highly advanced being, meaning he wasn't on earth. He he was long gone past this trivial shit that we're in as a human species. So when you look at Jesus, just know that he was not a human being. He came from a highly advanced society, a highly advanced being. And God brought him into this mission for him to do. So no. But does his bloodline still um walking the earth? I'm pretty sure it is. Now, that goes back to the Da Vinci Code, right? You're the last living descendant of Jesus Christ. Is that entirely possible? Sure, why not? Who cares though? You're no different than Jesus. None, in any way, shape, or form. You don't believe you are. Therefore, you're not. Therefore, you think you're a female that is just giving birth, and I'm just a mom that works in a warehouse and shipping and receiving. Therefore, that's exactly what you're going to be, because that's where your power is lying. but Jesus came out here to open us up to the fact of who we really are. So does it matter about his bloodline? Bloodline means nothing. I mean, I have probably thousands of offspring, or at least hundreds of them on this planet. I mean, with all the lives that I've lived here and past. So who gives a shit? I mean, do we come from that highly advanced dimension? Well, you come from home, and it's just another dimension. But are you a highly advanced being from another civilization? No. Did you come from there? No. Can you visit there once you go home? Sure. But right now, um, when you return to what you know as heaven, okay, you're simply returning to oneness. You're one with the Father, and you will feel that oneness when you go home. Most people don't get it. They say, well, I have an overwhelming sensation of being home, right? That this is where I come from. For me, in my near-death experience, if you guys watched any of it or listened to my first video that I did on this channel, you'll understand what I told you. I instantly knew where I was. I was home. I knew where I was. And when I said I was one with everything, I was one with all of you, meaning I was no different than you, none, including my children, grandchildren, in everything. So you come from a different dimension. We all do. Jesus came from another dimension, but he came from another civilization, okay, of highly advanced beings, meaning he was in a civilization where they don't take care of their bodies. Those bodies are taken care of by the non-physical. They don't eat something that was once alive. Okay. They have moved on far, far above us. All right. That's why Jesus was a master when he came here. That's why God picked him for that mission. He was the perfect being to do what he did. So we all come from a highly advanced dimension. There's just simply home. You guys call it heaven. I call it home. It's where we originate from. So, and that's where you're going to return to. And you don't have a choice in the matter because that's the only place that you are right now. Okay. You are at home. You put yourself into such a deep sleep that you actually think, and this is what happens when you took on consciousness or duality, right? Two, you have your one mind that's home, that's straight and narrow and normal, right? And then you have the other one that's fucking freaked out, right? That is looking into the dark glass of the ego, and you truly believe, you think you're a human being, right? And that you truly separated yourself from Father, and you became very fearful. In heaven, do they wear all white? Are they? You don't exist in a body form. You simply exist as a frequency, like a radio wave, just a vibration. Can you take on the human form? Sure. But, from all the near-death experiences that I've listened to, they've always been wearing some form of like a white robe or, but you can wear whatever you want. You can look like you're in a pair of jeans, like I'm looking now, like a scrub, right? Wear what you want. But generally the higher ups, like the teachers and Jesus, every single near-death experience, and I've listened to hundreds and hundreds of them now. Everybody that sees Jesus, he's wearing a simple white robe with a gold tie and sandals, just like he would have been wearing 2 millennia ago, except it probably wouldn't have been white. It would have been more of an off-color tan, blue, whatever it was, but still the same type of sandals. It's just, when you leave this realm, the part of you that detaches from the body is your personality, right? And your personality is achieved not only in this lifetime, but all your hundreds of other lifetimes. So each time you incarnate, you gain more personality. So when you detach, you go home, and that is generally the figure that you look like, right? And if you do appear to somebody in their dreams, that's what you may look like, or something that they would recognize you in at some point in your life. But you can take on whatever you want to take on. But generally, it's the form that you take. But for all I know, I could have been Cleopatra. I could have been Brutus. I could have been Ramses II. I mean, who knows? Who cares? I mean, Jesus said that. Don't worry about yesterday. You can't change it. Do the birds worry about where they're going to fly or nest or eat? No. So why should you live right now? So I don't care who I was, 1,000 years ago or 500 years ago or 10 years ago. Who cares? It, what's it gonna do? Oh, okay, I died in World War II. So what? Is World War II taking place? Well, technically it is, but like, am I living it right now? No. So what difference does it make? I have to worry about what's going on now. And look where I'm at. I'm in a fucking hostel living with, this is a co-ed dorm. So women can come in here, men can come in here, and it is what it is. I'm just doing what I have to do to get into this next phase. And when I start that job, that's really when it's going to take off. That integration is going to take off. And then my establishment is going to come. And that is when my twin flame will come. So right now, her life is disintegrating. She's losing possibly her children, her home, her marriage is collapsing. Everything that she's ever known in her entire life, like mine, is now crumbling into dust. And that is when, I will finally have that manifestation. It's coming. That's what the angel said, right? Last week, this Friday, right? So a week ago. Yes, she's coming, but once you're established. So I'm doing everything in my power. And all of a sudden I start applying to these jobs again. And all of a sudden, boom, I'm getting hits. I'm getting interviews. Everything's falling into place. Just like that angel said 2 years ago, you willing to relocate to Sacramento? Well, fuck, here I am. Now I'm getting a job. He said you're aligned and powerful. So here it goes, guys. I'm just being patient. I'm sitting in this room. I'm just relaxing. I'm just taking it easy. Monday, I'll have that job interview. They'll call me back. Hey, when can you start tomorrow? I'll start tomorrow. That's it, man. And then somebody, somewhere, somehow, I'm going to be seen, and they're going to say, "That's it, man. You're not staying in here anymore." And that's it. And when I mean money's coming in, I'm talking millions of dollars, guys. We're not talking small change. I've seen my life. Remember, to all of you listening to me, when I went off on God a month ago, like I said, you, and you, all three of you can all go fuck yourself. I'm living in a goddamn car, okay, in the middle of the fucking desert in California. Where are you guys? You guys abandoned me, right? You fucking dragged me out here, and now I'm stuck, right? Where are you guys, right? And then that night, I had the most lucid dream showing me exactly what I'm doing on that stage, living that life, traveling around the world, being a billionaire. Okay. I was shown it. I was living it. I was feeling it. And that's when I told you I was right where I needed to be, except I was early. Well, if I would have gotten there on time at the beginning of August, only would have been here 3 weeks, right? So there you go. What's my opinion on Elon Musk? Let's just say I'm not a fan. I love him. Don't get me wrong. He's my brother. I love him unconditionally. I think he's just barking in the wrong direction with his electric vehicles, which are more toxic to the environment than the gasoline and fossil fuels that we're using. He's right up there with Bill Gates wanting to sterilize the earth and inject people with vaccines that have been shown to kill you on purpose, right? Give you all these defects so that you end up being sterile, that you end up having a congestive heart failure, and he's right up there with them. So is it a conspiracy? I mean, you can think what you want to, but we made it on this earth 100,000 years without injecting ourselves with chemicals, right? Jesus was born just fine coming out of mom's putty tat than we did today. Do we really need this advanced medicine? It's not advanced. It's meant to keep you coming in. It's meant to keep you getting sick, right? Oh, I need another shot. How did we make it this far in 100,000 years? By injecting ourselves with mercury, with aluminum, with formaldehyde, with embalming fluid? Really? I lost my job because I wouldn't take those shots. They said, you need to go take those. I said, I'm not taking them. I said, I just survived that experience. I have better immunity than you do, even taking those shots. I said, no. And they said, you have to take the shots or you're fired. I took my keys off, threw everything on the ground. I said, see ya, you. I'm not taking those shots. I will never take a vaccine again. As a matter of fact, when I went in to get a colonoscopy, right? I told my doctor, fine, I'll go get it. I was having a little bit of pain down there anyway. Sure, go ahead. And he said, are you a DNR? I said, what's DNR? A do not resuscitate. I said, absolutely. And he looked at me. He said, he was a younger kid. He says, are you serious? I said, do not resuscitate. If I flatline during this procedure, I said, and this will be the last procedure I ever go through again. I will not get my prostate checked. I will not get a colonoscopy, and I will not go in for any type of checkup, period, whatsoever. I said, so if I flatline during this procedure, you are to not resuscitate me, period. And he's like, he was stunned. And he was like, why? I said, because I died 5 years ago and I'm not afraid. I know what's on the other side. So if this is my time and this is how I wrote myself out, then you are to not bring me back, period. What's your opinion on? So that's what I think about Elon Musk. I think he's, when you're that kind of rich, billions, you don't live on what you call a sane reality, but it's his reality, it's his dream, it's his thing. I don't agree with the direction that he wants to take the country with Bill Gates and the others to systematically exterminate us. World War III will do that in 4 years anyways, 4 or 5 years anyways. So, and if you're watching the news, if you're reading the news, you're seeing all these medical people coming in with medical defects after these shots, enlarged hearts, kids dying, babies dying because of these shots. They knew what was in it. They knew what was going to take place. I knew what was in it back then, and I wouldn't take it. I'm like, you mean to tell me after 2 months after COVID came out, all of a sudden you have a shot to fix it all? Vaccines it's a lengthy process. We're talking 20 to 30 years to come up with vaccines for these. And I think the beginning of this was SARS. Okay, so they don't even have that yet. But yet when this came out, all of a sudden, you guys rush out there and go get the jab? Nah, nope, don't believe it. And I feel bad for any of you that fell for that shit. So no, I will not ever get a vaccine. And I am done going to the doctor. When I went in to get a checkup, he said, okay, you need the COVID vaccine. I said, no, I'm not. He says, why? And I said, no. And he says, can I ask why? I said, I've read all the literature. As a matter of fact, my twin flame, her children, both her boys, are non-vaccinated, and they're healthier than the rest of the population. Okay, they are healthy, very healthy boys. So she gave me all the literature on it, and I read it, and I said, wow, I was floored. And she was begging me not to get my grandson vaccinated. He was a newborn. And after reading that, I went in there. I had temporary custody of my grandson when he was born. She said, okay, he needs this, this, and this. I said, he's unvaccinated. He will not. And she's like, why? I said, no, you're not dumping poison into his body. Absolutely not. Nope. Ooh. Ow. A loud ring. Sorry, guys. Ah. Oh, do you think Harriet Tubman had her enlightenment? I mean, who knows what she had? I don't know. The only way you're going to know that someone becomes enlightened, well, Jesus was enlightened. Mary Magdalene is enlightened now. I'm sure most of the disciples are enlightened now. But again, that only comes after many, 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 many lifetimes. Okay. And me being a chosen one, because God has chosen me, right? So when I found out that I died over 3,200 times, I really thought I was a fuck up. I was like, wow, really? Is that why I keep getting sent here? That I'm that lousy? And then I was like, who am I? Would you tell me who I am? And that's when I found out that they sent me the lone wolf, the Sigma male, and that I was a chosen one, that he comes to me like he came to Jesus. Hey, I need you for this. And that's why the guy said, you've been walking this earth for 30,000 plus years. And that just floored me. And then I was radiating energy. And that's when I knew that that's exactly what has been taking place. But you will know when you become enlightened. You'll feel it in your body. Kind of like when you're doing something and all of a sudden you get that eureka moment, like, you know it, right? That's how you'll know you're enlightened. And it will come to each and every one of us. And that will be your last physical incarnation. Now, does that mean, hi, Marie, does that mean once you become enlightened that you can't go visit highly advanced societies or beings or take part in it? No. But as far as experimenting in this reincarnation that a lot of people call a reincarnation trap, no, you got to finish out your contract, right? And then, you're free to do whatever you want, go wherever you want, whatever dimension you want, whatever civilization you want to pop into, because you have friends everywhere, guys. All right. You're not just a human being. You have what you would call offspring as aliens, possibly Greys, Pleiadians, Arcadians. You have offspring all over the place. So when you say, oh, most of us have probably hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of offspring, not just humans, different species, different dimensions, different everything. So it's once you reach that enlightenment stage, that's it. You will never take part in this Ponzi scheme. And when I tell you this, because I just said it today when I was pacing back and forth earlier today in this room, I was like, listen, pal, I'm done with this shit. That's how I talk to Father. I'm like, listen, pal, I'm done with this. Okay, we're done with this after this. I mean, you just told me I was in line, I'm in major alignment and, all this. That's it. No more. I'm done with it, pal. Because now I'm in a lot of my feeds, get this, guys, okay? I'm getting newborns. I've never looked up babies being born or newborns at all. And now my streams are flooded with newborns. What does that mean? I'll tell you what it means. It means I'm going to have babies. They're coming. And I'm like, great. I'm 55 years old. I mean, I'm going to be 75 by they're 25. But yet, babies are coming. And I can feel it. So now he's telling me it ain't over, pal. That's what he's saying to me. Listen, pal, you're going to be a father again. So I'm like, and that's coming with the twin flame connection. So, but only Harriet Tubman would have known that she was enlightened. Okay. And the only way you crash down, because remember, time is not linear like this, like we've been told. Okay. It's not. Time is what you call a spiral. Okay. When you see a spiral, right? So when that happens, and when you become aligned with your purpose, that spiral begins to collapse in on itself, because all those lessons that you needed to conquer, fear, love, forgiveness, other things, right? That those challenges that you came here to face and overcome, then they start getting crushed. Well, how do they start getting crushed? Well, ascended masters go into what you would know as your past life and your past lives and future lives. They put in certain scenarios which you've already passed. You pass them in those lives. You don't need to go there anymore, right? So thus your forgiveness begins to crunch those timelines, that spiral, until you're just down to that. Your next incarnation, which at some point in your life, you're going to know that you've become enlightened, and that's it. You stay home. You can go do whatever you want with whoever you want, whenever you want, however you want, but you will not come in and incarnate into another life. Now, some people believe that and say, well, why would God limit that? Well, that's part of the deal. Okay. And because the deal is he doesn't want you here in the first place, even though it's a catch-22. All that is, or God wants to experience all that he knows, right? So how do you know stubbing your toe hurts? If you know it hurts, well, how do you truly know, right? How do you know jumping out of an airplane is a scary situation? People say, is it scary? How can you really answer? Until you jump out of a fucking airplane, right? And then I'm not doing that again. That wasn't fun. So that's why we're here. But in the same aspect, Father is anxiously awaiting our arrival or us waking up, right? So he wants us back home. And it's a simple awakening. But this part of you that is here controlling this contraption is going to leave this realm and go home. And that's what you're all afraid of, right? You're all afraid to awaken. And simple, not awaken like in what I'm doing now, the ego death. To truly awaken means what you call death. You're afraid to face your Father, right? Because you were taught wrong. You were taught that, if you read the Old Testament, it's mean. He's vicious. He's vengeful. He'll fucking kill all of us, right? Just for the slightest F up. And I'm telling you here now, he wants you home, but you will stand in front of him and you will stand and watch your life played out from you. From the time you came out of mom until that last breath. You will watch it. You will feel it. You will see it. And he may stop it in mid thing. He may show you, like when you're a teenager and you're talking to a friend and you guys get in a fight and you say something very hurtful and you're never friends again. And you're going to feel how powerful you were when you told that bitch to go fuck herself. I hope she dies. Your worthless family can die too. Right? And you're going to feel all of that. And then you're going to turn around and you're going to feel what exactly you did to that person and the devastation that it caused them. You will feel it. You will hear it, you will see it, and you will feel it in them. And then you will see how they carried it through their entire life. And then he's going to ask you, was that worth it? Was it worth it? Right? And then you're going to go on. But that's what you're all afraid of. You're all afraid to stand in front of your Father because you know what you've done in this incarnation, in this illusion, in this dream. And you don't want to face that meeting. So you're terrified, right? But yet you get up and you go do the same things over and over and over. You go to drink, you go to smoke, right? You masturbate, you do some drugs or smoke some pot, right? And you're going to do it all over again because you can't help yourself, right? Well, it's all going to be shown to you in ultra high definition, because that's all this is a high ultra definition video game, a virtual reality. It's simply a dream. That's all this shit is. But in our limited beliefs, because we've limited ourselves, we've created ourselves so small that we truly believe that what is taking place is actually happening. And it's not. It's simply a dream, an illusion. No different than when you wake up from a nightmare and you're freaked out and you jump out of bed and you're, oh, it's just a dream. And you lay down and you're like, okay, you wipe the sweat away. You just haven't woken up yet. You call it death. When you die, you awaken, you go home, and you're going to stand face to face with your Father. And that terrifies you. It terrifies you all. And you are going to be loved unconditionally. You are going to be welcomed by the entire heaven. All the angels, all your guides, all your soulmates and family, all your highly advanced being friends, they're going to wait for you because they know the exact moment you're coming home. And they will be waiting there for you. And you will feel a love and an acceptance and peace that you have never experienced in your entire life in this dream. Some of you will die in a very unhealthy way, a very angry way, and you will experience darkness. You will experience what you call a hellish near-death experience. You will create it because you're in a low vibrational state. That's on you. You don't lose your free will when you go home, guys. Okay, that stays with you from your entire creation, from the moment you were created, and period, for eternity. You have free will. Your Father will never impede on that. Jesus will never impede on it. Mother, meaning the Holy Spirit, will never impede on it. You have free will. Right? Was my free will to sit in Lodi way too long. So when he came up and he said, Jason, You put me here. He goes, it's an illusion. He said, I said, I know it's an illusion, but how did I put you here? He said, you asked me to come here. I'm like, he says, I'm human. I said, no, you're not. I don't know anybody from Argentina. Your accent is so thick, I can barely understand you. Who are you? And again, you put me here, Jason. Do you understand that kind of power, guys? That means when I leave my body at night, like we all do, this dies. Okay? It's being kept alive by your guides in your or by the non-physical, other beings, higher beings are keeping this thing alive while you are out gallivanting in different dimensions, different realities, different everything. So not only is it possible that I asked a very powerful friend of mine somewhere else, I need help. I need a boost, right? I need you to come do this for me, right? So if that is the case, then that is exactly what happened. So when you leave your body, you are traveling dimensions and universes and galaxies, helping other people in their lives, right? So when that dawned on me, it was like, holy shit. And that's why he said, for the third time, he said, Jason, you put me here. He knew exactly who I was, because when I walked around the corner in the bathroom, he knew me. He locked eyes with me. Other people either didn't see him or because when I saw people walking, they weren't even paying attention to him, didn't even know he was there. I knew exactly who he was. I saw him. And we had this 40-minute conversation. And now here I am in Sacramento, was at the Best Western for 4 days, and now I'm here for 2 weeks. Now I got the job that he said I was going to get, which is going to be on Monday. Everything is unfolding as they said. So that means I did put him there. That means I went and found him. We had a powwow, and when last Friday morning came, he was there. Now, after he went out of my field of vision, he probably just disappeared, like all the others did, which means I asked him to kick my ass into gear and get it going. And then when I didn't get going fast enough, they shut my phone off. My phone wouldn't work. 10 minutes into the drive up to California from where I was staying at, miraculously, this started to work. And it's never stopped since. Interviews, phone calls have been taking place on a regular basis. They're pushing me off the edge of the cliff, guys. That's what's taking place right now. They've pushed me off the cliff, right? They pushed me, and you know how you get scared? You're looking down, go, holy fuck, and all of a sudden, whoop, whoosh, down I go. So now I'm falling, right? But I know I'm not going to hit anything. Okay, I know that what they were doing was just getting the ball rolling because of a little hesitation, right? I became comfortable living in my car. I became comfortable in that situation of a simple routine. Well, now they effed that up, and here I am in this hostel. So guys are asking questions. Free will make a new contract to help maybe as enlightened master. That's exactly. Because I told Father, I said, even though I may become enlightened, that I still want to serve. I know that's what my purpose is, and I will not be stopped from it. So if I'm stopped from actually incarnating into being married, having children, and all this that we call a life, then I will become an enlightened master, so I can help someone like you guys when you begin to truly awaken, you have your ascension, that I can start to help you, because now you've seen, you've let go of your, you've dismantled the armor around you, and now the light can come in. That's me, that's Father, that's Mother, that's Yeshua, right? And that's what I want to be a part of. So I may not be in a physical form like this, but I may appear to you in a physical form as in an angelic being, helping you through your process to become enlightened. So yes, that is something I asked Father for, and I know that I will absolutely be able to take care of that. I found 4 4-leaf clovers. I looked up today. I was doing some running around, went down into the kitchen here, and when I came up, grabbed my phone, it was 444. And I'm like, come on, guys. I mean, I've seen 1111. I mean, yeah, 1111 today several times. 555. I woke up at 333 this morning. 444, 555. Um, I've seen so many 1010. I mean, I saw today. Um, it's just they're letting me know that things are progressing just the way they need to. So just relax, enjoy the ride. And that's what I'm doing. And I just wanted to come on tonight, guys, to show you that this is where I'm at now, that things are progressing, changing. I will get that job on Monday. That's where I need to be. And then hopefully, when money starts rolling in, I can get back. I'll move up a little closer because I don't really think that I need to actually, I needed to be here, but um, it'll still be close enough to um, uh, Sacramento. So, um, yeah, that's what's taking place with me, guys. So I meant physical lives, not to learn. Correct. Yeah, absolutely. Um, so what else have you guys got? I just wanted you guys to see where I'm at, what's going on, that I am okay, that things are progressing. Um, I found four-leaf clovers. As long as you found them outside, then that's excellent. That's beautiful. So, and again, guys, is this an ideal situation? No, but most people would, the old Jason would be living. I'm not fucking living in here. My StreamYard referral link is getting popular. Wow, cool. Um, wow, look at that. See, here it goes. Growth. I love it. It's taking place. Um, is it the old Jason would have freaked out? I'm not living in this shithole. How do I know who the fuck these people are? I mean, that's gross. Now it's co-ed, so now I got some woman sleeping next to me. Eh, no. And I would have flat out refused, gotten violent probably. But now here I am, hi everybody, good morning. It's just it truly is a beautiful situation when you can live in love. It is beyond amazing. Do I still piss a lot of people off? Yeah, they don't like my energy. And oh well, I really don't care. Hello, how are you? Welcome. Welcome to the family. Glad you're here. Um, and that's the beautiful thing about awakening is when you really let go of the ego and have no drive to be successful, have all the big houses, fancy cars, fancy clothes, beat up pair of jeans and a beat up sweaty, and you're just perfectly fine. I was talking to somebody today, about, well, yeah, when you go to this restaurant, it's $65 for a buffet menu. I said, get the I said, I don't care how rich I am. He says, yeah, well, at some of these places, they're $900 for a buffet plate. I don't care if I made $1 billion. I'm not paying $900 for a buffet plate. And I sure as hell ain't going to go out and buy a Lamborghini or Ferrari. You're going to expect me, or not expect me, to pay $500,000 for a fucking car. That car better be doing something really special to me. And the last time I checked, cars are nothing but steel, plastic, and yeah. So no, no. I'm a Jeep Grand Cherokee guy. I will own a Jeep Grand Cherokee my own life. I will not go above that. That is what I like. That is what I'm not spending $100,000 on a car. I would rather feed 100,000 homeless people than spend $100,000 on a car. Ain't gonna happen. Let alone $65 for a buffet plate. No, no, that's not gonna happen. I love you guys, and that's not going to be even 900. Screw you. And that's the type of shit that billionaires do. Elon Musk, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates. Oh, I'll pay $1,000 for a plate of food. What? Are you insane? Why don't you take that $1,000 and go feed the homeless? Walk down the street. Hey, do you need help? Are you hungry? Are you pregnant? I mean, wake up. That's what's happened to me. That's the love that I have for all of you. I could not fathom spending $1,000 on a plate. Well, come here. It's a benefit thing. And well, it's 2,500 for the plate. No, thanks. I'll go give it to the local homeless shelter. I'll go down to a pizza place and order 50 pizzas, and I'll go stand on the corner handing out pizza and drinks. that way than I will spend $1,000 on a plate of food. No way. Nope. It's never going to happen. That's what's happened to me. That's the love that I have for all of you. I, whether I have that, when I have that kind of money, that is exactly what is going to take place. Yes, I will have things. I will have my home. I'll have new vehicles. I'll be safe and secure. I will have everything that I've recreated my contract basically, right? So now I'm not the unworthy Jason. I am the worthy Jason of abundance, health, success, having the love of my life in my life, right? It's a perfect dream. It's a beautiful dream. It's no longer a nightmare. But I changed it over 2 years of consistently manifesting and sitting in a meditative state, creating my new life. And when he said, Jason, you're in alignment, and I said, whoa, I didn't tell you my name. How do you know my name? You put me here. So when he said I'm in alignment, that's it. That's it. Those manifestations are right here. That's it. All you're waiting for is integration and to become not enlightened, but I can't think of the other word right now. I've said it a couple times, but established. That's it. It's happening right now in front of me. I just can't see it yet. But those things are starting to take place. So that's the big difference is I took all of those false idols and I wiped them off the altar, right? Like, oh, I love my bass guitars. I love Duran Duran. I wanted to be John Taylor. I love these bass guitars. I love I love this. I want to be in Hawaii. Those are all false idols. Okay? All of those are false idols. When you say, "Oh, I love my new sweatshirt," that's a false idol, okay? You're putting your father last. And that is something I will not do. I will not do that, and I've wiped it clear. And the alignment has occurred. There are no more false idols. My father will come first above everything or anything else. That's why I tell you when somebody says, who comes first in your life? Me. I'm one with my father. I am my father. I put myself first. I love myself unconditionally. I know I am guiltless. I'm sinless. And I love myself above anything. Not My children will not come before me. They will not come before my father because they are also one with my father. They just don't know it yet. So I come first. Now that doesn't mean I'm egotistical or maniacal. I'm just saying I come first. That's why I moved out to California. That's why I left my children. That's why I left my grandchildren. That's why when everything disintegrated, I threw my whole life in a dumpster and moved out here with no job, no way of living, nothing. But I trusted that everything will fall into place, that the help that I was needed to get where I'm at now will come. Is it stressful? Beyond anything I've ever imagined. But yet here I am on the verge of the new life that I created. So and people say, I don't know how you do it. There's no way. You're strong, Jason. You're brave. Well, you guys can do the exact same thing. You don't believe in yourself, right? And I'm here to show you what you are capable of doing, how powerful and true that your thoughts create your reality, that you can do everything that you set out to do. Doesn't mean it's going to be pleasant. It doesn't mean that you're going to be eating ice cream and cupcakes all the time. You may go without a meal for a day. You may go out without a shower for a couple days. You may wonder where you're going to get your next meal from, but trust me, it will come. It will be there. You're not in danger. You've never been in danger. It's only in your mind that you feel that something bad is going to happen. But if you feel that that is going to happen and that's the energy you carry, then that's what you're going to draw to you. And therefore, you will attract that energy to you. So, it's not about being brave. It's about knowing who you are. I know who I am. And I know that this is what I was meant to do. I've been told that this is going to happen. You need to come here. This is it. When I flipped out on father, called him a rotten, nasty, mean son of a bitch, right? You can all fuck off. Then he gives me the most beautiful lucid dream, showing me that that is where I am. And I know it. I felt it. I've seen it. I've lived it already. Now I just got to lay back and let it roll. I'm where I need to be. Even though this isn't the ideal situation, I have a roof over my head, I have food in my stomach, very little food, and I have a shower that I can get up and take, brush my teeth. I'm going to have a job that I was doing and making the same amount of money in Wisconsin, even though it's not going to literally translate to what it was in Wisconsin to here, but it's the same hourly wage. Imagine that. Out of two, July, August, September, out of 3 months of trying, now it happens because it was meant to happen. This is where I need to be. It wasn't going to happen until I got to where I needed it to be. All right. So, but asking them to help us heal can't. Well, you're going to be triggered because you're letting go of the old, right? You're asking for help. You're asking the non-physical or mom, um, the Holy Spirit, to take the remaining darkness from you, right? To take that fear, to take that anxiety away from you. So while that is being drawn out of you, you are going to experience all of those emotions, those being triggered, being scared, being um, whatever it is, worried, because all of that energy is being taken from you because you've asked for it, right? So you are going to be triggered, right? But when you stop and you settle those nerves for a minute, you realize that this is where I'm supposed to be, right? I am supposed to be doing this. Like all day, I've had brutal headaches, brutal backaches, more high energy light is I'm being bombarded with. My lower back and hips and knees and legs are just, I'm in pain, guys, like excruciating pain. And it's because I've been asking for higher light, higher vibrational light to come into me, and they're giving it to me. I mean, I'm already in a crystalline body, so being redesigned from a cellular level while you're alive is painful. My DNA has changed. My cell structure went from carbon to silica, meaning silica sand, when it turns into glass, it absorbs more high energy light. Therefore, I'm in the next stage of the bodies, right? So progression, but I still have to suffer through those pains, and it hurts. So everybody that says, "Oh, I want a near death experience. I want to go through this." Yeah, be careful what you ask for, okay? Because it's not as pleasant as you may think. All right? It's brutally painful. All right? You go through sleepless nights, bouts of absolute agony and pain. You look in the mirror after you get out of the shower and you don't recognize who you're looking at because whatever you've looked at for 40 years, that's gone. It's dead, right? It's never going to come back, and all you have is this shell. Well, then you start being rebuilt on the inside. You start getting sick. You start having brutal headaches. You start getting back pains. You start vomiting, right? It's all part of the process, and it's not pleasant. It's the dark side of a near death experience when you become not enlightened, but when you go through your ascension process, when you become spiritually awakened, when you become aligned. It's painful. It's very stressing. It's very frustrating because what you see in the world, you just simply know doesn't exist. Like the people that are walking beside you or going into the restaurant to get something to eat, they mean nothing to you. Do I love them? Yes, but they're just simply different versions of me that I'm projecting out in front of me, like when you go to the movies. That's all it is. And I feel all of the hate. I feel all of the anger, right? Unless I'm speaking one on one with somebody, I feel the world's anger, and it's taxing. It gets old, right? And that was the first thing I noticed when I came back, all of the evil, all of the hate, all of the malice in the world. And I still feel it, and I don't want to be a part of it anymore. But I still have to exist in it. So I said to myself, if I'm still going to exist in this fucking illusion, then I'm not living this unworthy, unabundant, unsuccessful, unworthy of love life. I'm creating this. So every morning I wake up and the first thing I say is, Father, I'm sorry for that I have created this illusion. I know you helped me with it. I know you agreed to it. I know you asked me for it. I said, it's still an illusion, and I'm sorry that I created it to hide from you. I said, but I am creating a beautiful dream, a beautiful illusion. I know it's still an illusion. I still know it's not real. But if I have to live in it, this is the one that I want, and it's here. Now, did I have to go through hell to get here? Yep. Nobody said coming to this earth was easy. It's not. It's the hardest version of earth out there. Okay. So, and yes, when I said versions of Earth, there's 4 or 5 other versions of Earth, right? Now, this version of Earth is ascending into a higher form of consciousness, another dimension, right? Most of the Earth will not go with it. You will all die, incarnate into another low dimension 3D world. And when you get into that 3D world, you'll have no recollection ever of giving birth, having children, having any of it, or even knowing that Earth exists. It will be one of those, basically, we will be a highly advanced being to compared to you guys. So, you know, that's going to be, so I will then incarnate into the golden age of Earth, world peace, egalitarianism, right? The possibility of engaging in a society that is, we don't have to wear clothes because we're not ashamed of our bodies. And each and every one of you, if I were to say, to the women in this group, hey, come in here and take off your clothes, you guys would be freaked out and oh my God, well, it's because you're embarrassed. You feel unworthy. That you came here. So that's all going to disappear in the new earth, right? Big massive advancements in technology and the curing of disease and all of this is going to be a wonderful life to live in. And I'm sure it will come with stresses, but nothing like what is here, peace. Everybody has a home, everybody has money, everybody has, you know, everything. There's no wars, there's no hate, there's no violence. I mean, come on. I'm ready for it. I do not want to be here anymore, guys. I've told you this for a while now. I have no desire to be here anymore. But I've created this new life. It is taking place, and this is where I'm at right now. So sorry, guys, I got itch. Ah, any other questions, guys? Because I'm over an hour, and I didn't think I would make it this long. I thought somebody would come busting into the room, and I'd have to end the live stream early. But I'm glad I didn't. So. And I'm going to give a big shout out because this person is here in the chat watching the live, her and her husband. Without them, I wouldn't have survived. There's no way. Nope. I got sent $500 today so I can make my Jeep payment so that it doesn't get repossessed. They've bought me hundreds and hundreds of dollars of food. They've given me gas money to go get that near-death experience filmed professionally. Okay, they're going to send more money in a day or two so I can get some food. They have kept me alive. Literally, they're terrified to see me fail. They're so desperate that they are putting their own lives almost on hold to make sure this gets followed through. I never thought that would happen. I didn't know how this was going to play out, but they have made sure that I have ended up in this very spot. They gave me money, $300 to get into this place for a week. They just gave me 500. They've given me thousands of dollars out of their own hearts because of their love for me. And this is the point I'm talking about, of being grateful for everything that comes into your life. Because without it, I wouldn't be sitting here without them. And I am beyond grateful to you. I need you to understand that. I am profoundly grateful to you both. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. You have made this experience much less painful than it has been. And I would be dead without you. And that's all I'm going to say. From the bottom of my heart, I am beyond grateful to you both. Thank you. And to the others that have helped me that are not in here, I am also grateful for your donations, your love, and your continued support and asking me how I'm doing every single day, when every day is a battle to keep my mind out of the gutter, out of the sewer, and right where it needs to be. through this entire process, which has not been easy in any way, shape, or form. So to all of you who want to have a near-death experience and have this happen to you, be prepared for the darkest side of you to be shown to you and to live through it and to walk through it. Sometimes and all the time, you will be alone. You will not have your children. You will not have your parents. You will not have a husband. You will not have a wife. You will be isolated and alone. And you will go through the most brutal experience of your life, both mentally, emotionally, and physically. You will be beaten and transformed into the most beautiful version of yourself. And is it worth it? Yes. But be prepared for the journey that you're about to embark on, because it is brutal. Okay? It is brutal. But if it does happen to you, I'm here for you. I will talk to you. I love you all unconditionally. All right? And I will never turn any of you away that need to talk to me about a spiritual awakening or what you're going through. All right? Because I know what you're going through and the difficulty of it. So, again, to those who are in here, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. I am beyond blessed to have known you and to know you, and for what you have done for me. Thank you. So, anybody got some last questions before I let you go and enjoy your Friday night? But I just wanted to come on to show you guys what is going on with me, what is happening to me, and all of that good stuff. So it's taking place. Job interview or in-person interview. I know I'll get it because I got those new clothes, so I'm not worried about it. I'll knock it out of the park. And then, I don't know who I'm supposed to meet. Could be male or female. I don't know how that's going to roll, but I do know that when I'm speaking to this person and things are rolling, that they are going to talk to somebody, but that person is highly influential, meaning high in status and high in money, and I will be pulled out, and then that is when the new life really occurs, the abundance of wealth, the abundance of success, on the world stage, traveling the world, speaking, doing everything. It's like the guy said, yeah, well, you going in here, it's going to be a byproduct. That's how you're going to get to that. So it's going to kind of like leapfrog into what you once were to get into, it's going to be a byproduct of your wealth and success. And that is when I become established, is when my twin, who's going through the dark night of the soul right now, will come out to me. And I said, she is coming to me. She will be out here with me. And he said, yes, once you're established. And he said, you need to move and you need to go now. Move. And I didn't. I moved a little too slow. And as I said, they shut my phone down and they pushed me over the edge. And here I am, downtown Sacramento. Not a place I ever thought I would be. Not a place that I wanted to be. So, but I'm doing what I'm told, I'm being led to where I need to be led, and everything's taking place. So with that, guys, I'm going to leave it. Thank you for coming on tonight. I love you all so very much. I am honored that you're here. I'm honored that, you follow me and entrust me with your spirituality. And again, anybody that needs to reach out to me, I'm in the description. You can reach out to me, and I'll be here. All right. Until then, they don't want me really making videos, but I'll see what I can do. If you guys want a video out there, put it out there. Let me know what you want me to talk about. Maybe I can get a short one in for you guys. But again, I read the comments, so put what you want me to talk about in there, and I'll get it in there for you guys. I love you so very much, each and every one of you. Thank you so much. Have a blessed weekend, and I will talk to you soon, okay? Bye, guys.